Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm
Morning.
sorry for the tardiness. It's 10:05, but I'd like to call this meeting of the Wayne County Commission to order. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Each member is acknowledging that they are attending the meeting via Zoom and that they are located in Wayne County, Michigan, unless otherwise stated when I call your name. Commissioner Anderson,
Present.
Commissioner Basham,
Here.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Here.
Commissioner Daub,
Here.
Commissioner Hattis,
Present.
Commissioner Killeen,
Here.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Present.
Commissioner Kniezek,
Here.
Commissioner Marecki,
Here.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Here.
Commissioner Scott,
Present.
Commissioner Varga,
Present.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Present.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Here and live from the Guardian Building.
Chair Bell.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item, please.
Invocation.
Okay, today we are pleased to have Commissioner Kniezek, who is going to introduce our invocator for this morning.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I am thrilled to welcome Dr. Michael Gore to the Wayne County Commission this morning to offer our invocation. Dr. Gore is the pastor of Mercy Road Church in Redford Township, recently completed his doctorate of ministry at Western Theological Seminary in Holland with an emphasis on soul care and spiritual formation. If you were to ask Dr. Gore why he started Mercy Road back in 2010, he would tell you that it was with the intent of helping lead people back into the arms of God and to serve the poor and oppressed in Jesus' name. And with that being said, I'd like to invite Pastor Dr. Gore to offer our invocation for today's meeting.
Thank you so much, David. All right, friends, will you please bow with me in a word of prayer? Father in heaven, you told your people in the book of Jeremiah to seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which you have carried them, that they should pray to you for the city, because if it prospers, they too would prosper. So Lord, together we come today seeking the peace and prosperity of Wayne County. We ask your blessing over the entire Detroit metro area. I ask that you give wisdom to each member of the board today. Help them to be firm when firmness is called for and gentle at all other times. I pray that you give them a unity of purpose in seeking the overall good on behalf of the people of Wayne County. Father, thank you for this meeting today. Bless them and bless the good work of their hands. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Pastor Gore, for being with us this morning.
My honor. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Reading, correcting, and approval of the journal.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun.
Move for approval.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any corrections to the journal? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain?
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Report from the chair.
I just want to remind our listening audience that the Wayne County Commission operates with committees, and we vet all of our items and our contracts and have thorough discussion during the committee process. When it comes to the full board meeting, we're here to dispose of those items and address any concerns that weren't addressed during the committee process. Thank you. Next item, please.
We are on page 2 of the agenda, unfinished business. There is none listed. We are moving to offering of all petitions, ordinances, resolutions, and presentations. There is one resolution listed, a resolution by Commissioner Palomera, joining with, supporting, and supplementing the Grosse Ile Township Board of Trustees' resolution dated June 14, 2021, submitted July 14, 2021, to the United States Coast Guard, requesting the temporary modification of 33 CFR Section 117.631A by prohibiting non-emergency openings of the Grosse Ile Toll Bridge drawbridge for water vessel traffic.
Vice Chair Palomera.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Pam. You summed it up very well. on what this resolution requests. And it follows up a resolution by the Groseal Township officials. And it's a common sense recognition of the Wayne County Bridge being out since May of 2020, and the toll bridge being the only bridge to and from the island. And I can attest firsthand, because I was in one of those traffic backups last night, that when that bridge has to swing open for pleasure craft, which it did yesterday at 5 o'clock, people wait in line for over a half hour to move less than a mile. What we're requesting is for the Coast Guard to temporarily modify their rules and not require that bridge to open for water traffic during peak periods, which is rush hour traffic, basically. I would appreciate your support. This measure, as I indicated, does have the support of the Groseal Township Board. I'm certain it has the support of anybody who uses and drives over that toll bridge. And it also has the support of the toll bridge owner, Paul Smoke, and the Groseal Bridge Company. And I would appreciate your support this morning. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. Is there support for the resolution?
Support.
Okay, it's been moved
Varga.
and supported by Commissioner Varga. It's been moved and supported. Any discussion on the item?
Madam Chair, I also want to thank Alan and Felicia and everybody who reviewed this. It is very thorough, and I appreciate their help with bringing this forward. Thank you again.
Thank you. Any commissioners for discussion?
Yeah.
Commissioner Clark.
Yeah. So Joey, who has the authority to do that?
The Coast Guard has, can grant this and will indicate to the toll bridge company that you don't have to open for anything other than emergency vehicles. Now, they would open for the Wayne County Sheriff's Marine Patrol if they came through during rush hour or in any other emergency water vessels. But if you're just out on a pleasure craft, you can't force that bridge to open during rush hour if the Coast Guard grants what we're requesting in this resolution.
Okay, so we're asking for
the Coast Guard to modify the rules that require the bridge to open for watercraft
okay, all right,
during peak periods. Yes.
no problem.
Thank you.
To that point, Madam the Chair,
Commissioner Hayes?
Mr. Palomera, is that temporary waiver?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Through the end of the year, which is when the Groseal Parkway Wayne County Bridge will hopefully reopen.
thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Basham?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Being I'm a downriver guy, I know the issues that happens with Groseal, especially when you have the one bridge down, but also just FYI, there is another way around. You can go around the island if you had to. I know it takes longer and all that sort of stuff. The only thing this hurts is the commercial traffic, but as far as residential, they should be aware that we got a bridge down and people are trying to get to work or home or to the hospital or whatever. And so I support this and what Commissioner Palomera is doing, but also just so that other members of the commission know that they can actually go around the island if it was, if they knew about this. And so there is another way around it. It just takes longer. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, let's do a roll call vote for this, please.
Commissioner Anderson? Commissioner Anderson?
Yes,
Commissioner Basham?
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman?
Yes,
Commissioner Dobb?
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis?
yes,
Commissioner Killeen?
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock?
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik?
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki?
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes.
Commissioner Varga?
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you. Next item, please.
We're moving to reports from committees. Report A is from the Committee on Economic Development. There is one item listed.
Okay, Commissioner Haters.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to approve item 1.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any discussion on the contract with Guidehouse? Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dodd,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Khalil,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlack,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Morecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you. Next item, please.
We're moving to Report B from the Committee on Public Services. There are 13 items listed on pages 2 through 6 of the agenda.
Commissioner Morecki.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to receive and file items 1 through 3 and move for approval items 4 through 10, 12, and 13, and refer item 11 back to the Committee on Public Services Committee.
Support.
It's moved and supported.
May
one-
I just add something?
Yes, please. And if, can you scroll up, please, to 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead, Commissioner Morecki.
Yeah, item 11 is this new stormwater ordinance that the administration's coming forward with. And it was in the committee last week. We had so many items that we really couldn't give it its due diligence. So we decided to send it back to committee for the next committee meeting. So I just want the commissioners to know that this is a new stormwater ordinance that's coming forward in case they want to hop on that meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions on the Public Services Report?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner, Vice Chair Palomero.
thank you. And to Chairperson Morecki, if it's okay, I'd like to be the sponsor of the resolution and maker of the motion for item 6, the Gibraltar Park issue.
Sure.
Thank you.
Any additional discussion on the Public Services Report? Okay, scrolling through. Okay, seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dodd,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Khalil,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlack,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Morecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes,
motion carries, and I have Commissioner Palomero as the maker of the motion on item 6.
okay, thank you. Next item, please.
We're on Report C from the Committee on Ways and Means. There are 4 items listed.
Commissioner Varga.
Thank you. I would like to move all items.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported to approve the Ways and Means Committee report. Any discussion on any of the items? Any discussion on items 1 through 4? Okay, hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dodd,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Khalil,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlack,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Morecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes,
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, thank you. Next item, Madam Clerk.
We are moving to page 7 of the agenda, Report D from the Committee on Health and Human Services. There are 7 items listed on pages 7 through 9 of the agenda.
Okay, Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move to receive and file items 1 through 3 and move approval items 4 through 7.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported. Any discussion on the Health and Human Services report? Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Could someone explain why items number 4, 5, and 6 are retroactive?
Okay, all right, 4, 5, and 6. There's someone from the department to speak to this? Anyone from the department to speak to 4, 5, and 6 and why they're retroactive?
Good morning, this is Nellie Lee, HHVS Department Policy and Compliance Director. I wanted to address number 4 and number 5. These are federal or agreements with Henry Ford Hospital and Henry Ford Wyandotte Hospital for them to be able to participate in a federal prescription program to provide indigent patients with discounted or free pharmaceuticals. These agreements were, as advised, they were signed by the CEO. And however, when the HHVS department submitted them for CEO receipt and file, it inadvertently was transmitted to the commission. After some discussion with commission counsel and corporation counsel, it was determined, commission counsel determined that these agreements were required to be submitted to commission. HHVS did so, but at that time, the CEO already had signed off on these agreements, and they already had begun.
I guess my point is, and why is that already all right? Because the CEO has signed off on them. We have a process. We're not a new county. And I agree absolutely in supporting what these actually 3 items do. But the process is failing because the administration needs to understand that the county commission is part of this process. And so if you don't want me to bring up continually every time there's a retroactive or sole source contract, then do it right. This is a procedural issue. And that's all I'm bringing up, Madam Chair. So I've said my piece and we can move on.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commission Counsel Johnson, do you want to add anything to this, please?
Good morning, through the chair. So as Nellie just indicated, when these items were submitted to the commission, we were informed that they were inadvertently submitted, and there was some discussion with regards to whether or not they are required to be submitted to this body. As you all know, the charter provides that this body with the authority to approve all contracts. There are no restrictions on that authority. The only items that the CEO was allowed to unilaterally execute are those that you have delegated authority for. So those such as procurements under a certain dollar threshold. However, these are not procurements. So that delegated authority was not applicable. And so as indicated, I advise that they require commission approval, even though it was indicated in the cover letter that the administration submitted for these items that they strongly disagree, and they're essentially submitting them under protest. But that was the dispute. Again, there's no delegated authority here, therefore they require your approval.
Okay, and so going forward, everyone should be on the same page on how to execute contracts, correct?
Well,
even if they strongly disagree, the law is the law. And so everyone needs to be on the same page on how the process should operate, correct?
They should be. However, this is not the first time we've had an issue with regards to agreements that they'll title MOAs, memorandum of agreements or memorandum of understandings. We've been told in the past, in recent years that, or this past year, I should say, that other similar agreements like one the sheriff had, that it didn't require commission approval. So I cannot tell you that the administration is on the same page with us. All I can say is that they submitted this, but their cover letter clearly stated that they were essentially submitted it under protest and they didn't agree.
Commissioner Basham?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Rodney King is my hero. Can't we all get along? And it seems like, and I remember just a short while ago, I remember there was a press conference and the commission didn't even know about the item that the administration was having a press conference on. And we were notified 30 minutes before the press conference. And the comments, like in front of our committee of the whole, Mr. Kaufman talking about we have a deal. And I had to remind him 3 or 4 different times that don't you mean tentative deal? Because we are part of this process. And that's my point, is like recognize the commission's role collectively. And we don't all agree on the same issues, but it takes 8 of us to get anything done. But procedurally, the administration needs to get on board or I'm going to continue to be the skunk at the picnic. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Andrew.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Andrew Kendrivas on behalf of Wayne County Executive. I just want to assure the chair that we will continue this discussion that Councilor Johnson has brought up, and through the Corporation Council as well as our Chief Operating Officer, we will have discussions on this and try to come to some resolution going forward. I just want to point out that if commissioners feel left out of anything, please contact me. We think we all get along pretty well, and we've had some good cooperation between the 2 branches. Just wanted to bring that up. Thank you.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Thank you, Andy. Commissioner Basham?
It's not about getting along very well. I get along great with Andy because he's a former downriver guy. But the point is that, policy is policy, and I'm not going to ignore it just because they're a nice guy and we get along pretty well. So I come at this pretty strong about procedure and what our role is as a commission and what the administration's role is. And let our commission counsel speaks for us. And, when they tell you something, you need to understand that there's a reason for that. And thank you. I'll shut up.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Any further discussion on the Health and Human Services report? Okay, hearing none. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes, but reluctant on the retroactives. Thank you.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
With thanks to Commission Council, I vote aye.
Commissioner Kinlaw,
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
yes,
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you. Next item, please.
We are on page 9 of the agenda, Report E from the Committee on Audit. There is 1 item listed.
Commissioner Basham?
Yeah, I'd move that one item this time, Madam Chair.
Support.
Been moved and supported by Colleen. Any discussion on this item under the audit report? Any discussion? Okay, I'll entertain a voice vote on this one. All in favor, say aye of receiving and filing the audit report. Say aye.
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 I,
Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain?
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item, please.
We are on Report F from the Committee on Government Operations. There are 3 items listed on pages 9 and 10 of the agenda.
Commissioner Dobb?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move items 1 through 3 for approval.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported. Item 1 for receive and file and items 2 and 3 for approval.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
No problem. Any discussion on these items? Any discussion? Seeing no hands. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dahl,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Colleen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Morecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
yes,
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
yes,
Chair Bell,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you so much. Next item, please.
We are moving to page 10 of the agenda, Report G from the Committee on Ways and Means. There is one item listed.
Hey, Commissioner Varga.
I would like to move approval.
Support.
I'm sorry.
Right. Okay, moved and supported.
Who supported, Chair?
Baker McCormick supported.
Thank you.
All right. Any discussion on this? This is certifying revenue from the American Rescue Plan Act. Not all of it, but a portion of it. Any discussion on this item? Any discussion? Seeing no hands. Okay, since we are approving this funds, I'm going to do a roll call vote for this. Roll call vote, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dahl,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Colleen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Morecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes,
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
yes,
Chair Bell,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, thank you so much. Next item, please.
We're moving to Report H from the Committee of the Whole, which is located on page 1 of your addenda. There are 2 items listed.
Okay, we have 2 items from yesterday's Committee of the Whole meeting. We had a very thorough conversation, discussion on both of these items. One is the HUD, the 5-year Housing and Urban Development Plan, and the second one is the proposed company for jail medical. Is there a motion for these 2 items?
approve, Madam Chair.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved by Kinlock, supported by Baydoun. Discussion on item 1. Any additional discussion the Department of Housing and Urban Development 5-year plan? Commissioner Khalid?
Someone needs to scroll up the agenda.
Okay, this is on item 1. We're doing item 1 right now. That's right. Okay, stop right there. It's good. Thank you. Everyone should be able to see that now. Item 1, any discussion on that one? Did I see clean? I thought I heard Commissioner Khalid. Any discussion on item 1? Okay, and scroll up now for item 2. You can scroll up for item 2, which is the NAFCare Medical Jail Service Contract. Any discussion on this item? Again, we had a thorough conversation on yesterday at Committee of the Whole. Are there any questions that didn't get answered yesterday at Committee of the Whole that you'd like to ask now? I'll allow Ms. Allen to give a couple remarks on this contract at this time.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Janelle Allen, Chief Operating Officer with the Wayne County Executive's Office. And as Commissioner Chair Bell has said, this will be our new contract we're recommending for jail healthcare services. This would be starting in the new fiscal year if approved here today on October 1st. And as you all may recall, that this will be our second vendor. We started with the outside vendor back in 2017. And while we did see a significant improvement in services as evidenced by our accreditation, We actually did see that this vendor is now, we think, going to take us to the next level of quality, which is what we are looking for. So we do ask it, recommend approval of this contract. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. Thank you for your hard work on this, your team. Thank our team, Council Johnston, Joe, Mary, thank all of you for your hard work in getting this here today. One more time for questions from commissioners.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner.
Anderson.
Yes, Commissioner.
I won't repeat what I said yesterday, but for reasons that I outlined yesterday, I will not be in support of item 1.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
Mhm.
All right, right now we have a motion for item 1 and 2. Hearing no further discussion on either one of those items. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
No on item 1.
duly noted. Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Colleen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenizic,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell.
Yes.
Motion carries, and I have Commissioner Anderson as a no on item number 1.
Thank you. Next item, please.
We're moving back to the agenda, page 11, upcoming committee meetings.
Okay, everyone, please note the upcoming committee meetings. If there are any changes, please let the clerk know. And please look at the Ways and Means budget hearing dates, and please attend if you can to partake in those discussions with the department and with the elected officials on the budgets. Next item
Public comments.
is please unmute the Zoom lines and the telephone lines. Is there anyone on Zoom or on the telephone who would like to make public comments? You can do so at this time. You will have 2 minutes. Anyone on Zoom or on the telephone who would like to make public comments, you have 2 minutes. Last time for public comment. Okay, Madam Clerk, you have any emails?
I do.
Okay,
The
and
first-
again, it'll be 2 minutes on the emails as well. Go ahead.
Okay, the first is from Julie Brinkmeyer. Hello, I am a citizen of Wayne County, Westland, Michigan. I'm writing to urge you to create an ordinance banning government and businesses in Wayne County from implementing vaccine passports. These vaccine passports and the concept of such are medical discrimination, the exact opposite of what our communities need. As a 20-year resident of Westland, I have recently seen smiles return to faces as people have returned to a more normal way of life without mandates being forced on them, as was done during COVID lockdowns. People are returning to conducting the business
Regina.
of life. They are exercising their bodily autonomy in choosing whether to wear a mask, get an injection, take a trip, etc. Vaccine passports would ruin all of this. Also, it has been reported that those who have had COVID-19 have robust, lasting immunity that likely protects them from variants. There is no concrete evidence that these vaccines do any better. Instead, there's evidence they are worse, with a long list of detrimental side effects they have caused, including death. Vaccine passports will disrupt the progress we have made towards unity and once again create the divisiveness in our county. Do not let this happen. Many citizens cannot take these vaccines or have valid concerns about their long-term safety. These are parents, grandparents, sons, and daughters, all acting on what they believe is best for them and their families. They have the right to make that decision knowing their personal situations best. Discriminating against them for the medical decisions they've made is unethical, immoral, and frankly illegal under our Constitution and only creates further distrust in our government officials. Do not let our communities be further eroded by this issue. You have a unique place and time to make a positive difference. Pass an ordinance banning vaccine passports in Wayne County. I beseech you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. You're right at your 2 minutes.
I have another. This
Go
is
ahead.
from Britta Andries. Hello, I would like to publicly state that vaccine mandates are medical discrimination. This is America, and discrimination of any kind should not be tolerated.
Thank you.
And I have one last one. I'm sorry. I thought I had one last one. This is from Leah Riley. Hello, my name is Leah Riley. I'm a Wayne County constituent from Redford Township. Below you will find my public, oh, I'm sorry. Below you will find my public comment. Hello, my name is Leah Riley, and I am a Wayne County resident from Redford Township. In light of the recent wave of discriminatory practices happening across our nation, state, and county, I am reaching out to demand that an ordinance banning the government and businesses of Wayne County from implementing vaccine passports be drafted and brought to a vote immediately. This matter is of utmost urgency and importance. The people of our community have a God-given right to fully participate in society without being discriminated against based on their personal, private medical decisions. However, these rights are being trampled on by local governments and businesses through vaccine mandates. Henry Ford Health System, Beaumont Health System, the federal government, as well as our very own Van Buren Township and many others have recently announced that they are now mandating the experimental COVID-19 vaccines for their employees and contractors. This is illegal and is effectively treating unvaccinated residents of Wayne County as second-class citizens. We must send a clear message that the people of Wayne County will not tolerate discrimination of any form in our community. It is critical to recognize that vaccine mandates are truly illegal, immoral, and unethical. Vaccine mandates violate federal informed consent laws as well as the Nuremberg Code. The Nuremberg Code is an international code of conduct for medical experimentation on human beings that was developed as a result of the atrocities committed by Nazi Germany in World War II. The Nuremberg Code states as follows: the voluntary consent of the human subject is absolutely essential. This means that the person involved should have legal capacity to give.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any other public comments to be read to the record?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Clerk. Next item, please.
We're staying on page 12 of the agenda, new business. There are 4 items listed on the agenda and 1 on the addenda.
Okay, these items came to us. They did not make committee. The administration requested that we take them up at this time due to the sensitive nature of getting the work done as quick as possible. Is there someone from DPS who would like to speak to these items?
Commissioner, this is Ron Agasinski, DPS Engineering. These
Hello.
are four MDOT contracts. One is for Middle Belt Road over Bell Creek in Livonia. Second one is on Haggerty Road from I-94 Service Drive to Tyler Road in Van Buren Township. Southfield Road from River Road to West Jefferson in Ecorse, and Warren Avenue from West Otter Drive to Hayden on the borderline of Dearborn Heights and Detroit. These projects had bid openings in July, and MDOT is requesting to award these projects in August. They cannot award these projects until they receive the signed contracts back from Wayne County. Therefore, we are requesting immediate consideration today.
Thank you. Commissioner Haydos?
Thank you. I like to be the motion maker for item 2, Madam the Chair.
Okay, thank you, will do. And I would like, I'm sorry.
I'm going to move approval on these items.
Support Kinlock.
Moved by Clark Coleman, supported by Kinlock on items 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'd like to be the maker of the motion for number 4. Any Discussion on these items, you know, unfortunately how MDOT works, they need them fast, but we know that this work is crucial while we're in construction season to get done. Any questions, comments on items 1, 2, 3, and 4 MDOT contracts? Look and see if I see any hands. Hold on, don't see any hands. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, and 4 MDOT contracts for work in Wayne County. Seeing no hands. Moved by Commissioner Clark Holman, supported by Commissioner Kinlock. Roll call vote on items 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Colleen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
yes,
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Bell.
Yes.
Motion carries, and I have Commissioner Hattis as the maker of the motion on item 2 and Commissioner Bell as the maker of the motion on item 4.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And Ron, let
Commissioners.
me ask you a question. Ron, if you could get with me later on today, I just need to know if there's Detroit Water and Sewage work being done on that area on Warren Avenue before or after the MDOT. So we can speak about that after this meeting, but that's the question. I was under the impression that DWSD was doing some work on that same stretch of land, and I want to make sure that it makes sense that they do their work first before MDOT goes in and don't do the road, so they will have to tear it up for DWSD to go back and do the pipes. So we'll speak after the meeting on that issue. Next item. Madam Clerk.
We're moving to the 5th new business item on page 2 of the addenda, requesting commission approval of modification number 2 to a collective bargaining agreement between the Charter County of Wayne and ASME Local 25, ASME Council 25, Local 409.
I move
Move
for
approval,
approval.
Madam Chair. Kinlock.
Anderson.
Support.
Okay, moved and supported. I see Mr. Malin is on the line. Mr. Malin, if you could speak to this, please.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair and Wayne County Commissioners. I take a minute to talk about some of the factors that led up to this proposal because I think they're important. I think everybody recognizes there's a well-documented labor shortage occurring out in the labor market right now. It's impacting every employer across all sectors of the economy. Much of that is COVID related, and there are several factors that have been evolving over the last year and a half, but it includes fear of the COVID itself, lack of childcare facilities, having kids in and out of school, mostly out in remote learning, and enhanced unemployment benefits as well. So all of that has led to a situation where we had some hard to recruit positions that have become nearly impossible to recruit. Now, specifically in this case at the juvenile detention facility, there's literally a near emergency, or there is an emergency situation going on there. There are vacancies now that have been longstanding and because of this difficulty in recruiting. So there's a shortage of staff there. That has led to a lot of mandatory overtime for the existing staff to cover the 7x24 operations at the JDF. That is never very beloved by employees. And so that has led to an extremely low morale there. Lowest I've seen it in my 4 years here with the county, as well as that's leading to an uptick in leaves of absence, which only exacerbates the unavailability of labor there. And so, and then lastly, there's, as I think everybody knows, state mandated regulations that JDF has to comply with. Some of that reaches into staffing and ratio of custody staff to the youth that are at JDF, and that ratio of 8-to-1. Do we need to remain compliant is challenging right now. So with all of that said, that led to this effort, which I will describe as an extremely collaborative effort between not only HR and labor relations, but Wayne County management, in particular HBS management, the CEO's office, COO Janelle Allen, extremely engaged through this as well. Support to help find the money from CFO Huey Newsom. And last but certainly not least, the union itself, the AFSCME leadership, extremely engaged in this process, highly collaborative effort again. And there was a lot of good dialogue before ASME took this to their members to get ratified. In a nutshell, this is taking what has been a single classification juvenile detention specialist, and it is opened it up to being a 3-job family by expanding it to a JDS 1, 2, and 3 based on years in that classification. So it provides for a family some career pathing, which speaks to retention, which has also been an issue there and elsewhere around the county. Secondly, that means for the incumbent staff, they're all, many of them are getting mapped to, some of these new classifications, which gives them a well-deserved promotion. But everybody at JDF incumbent staff is getting some sort of meaningful increase, very well-deserved. And so it takes care of incumbent staff. And then lastly, it allows us to then go out to the market with significantly higher starting rates to hire juvenile detention specialists and to start to whittle away at some of those openings. And so with that, I will turn it, I'll ask if Joe Martinico is on, if he has any other additional comments about this, and then I'll turn it over to Joe to answer any questions that anybody may have about this proposal.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Commissioners. Steve, that was a pretty thorough explanation. I really don't have anything to add other than to add my thanks to the collaboration of the union in connection with the negotiation of this agreement.
Okay, thank you both. Thank the members ASME and the labor unit. This is a very well-deserved, I will say raise, and then actually have the 3 different classifications that make them have raises. So we applaud your efforts to do this. And they voted on this. When was their vote? Was it Monday or Friday? Sunday?
Monday.
Sunday.
Monday. Okay,
Yeah,
so they voted on Monday.
Over the weekend.
Yes, that's why it's before us, because it just happened over the weekend. So Commissioner Killeen, question?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I missed the introduction there. The gentleman on the phone, is he from Local 409?
No, that's our labor relations person.
Okay, I wasn't sure, it was a phone. I would like to know if anybody from Local 409 is on the line here, because I'd like them to also make a comment on this contract and what the vote was by the local to ratify this.
Joe, do you have the vote count by any chance? And if the
I don't have the exact vote count. I'm sorry, Madam Chair, but it was ratified overwhelmingly.
And I don't know if there's any leadership from Local 409 on the line. Doesn't appear that there's anyone on the line, Commissioner Killeen, from the leadership of 409.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay. Any additional questions from commissioners? Well, again, this is a big news. This is a big step, because when I spoke to Ms. Allen earlier this week, it was great to have people getting raises. I'm sorry, I'm looking for what it did. I'm reading a note from Richard Johnson. We all know Richard Johnson. He says the local did, it said it did not approve the numbers, but it did pass. The local did not did not provide the numbers. It didn't provide the numbers of how it passed, but it said that it did pass. And that's from Richard Johnson of ASME. So I'm glad that we've done this. I'm glad that these well-deserved employees of ours are getting these raises. I'm hopeful that this will help with the morale over there. I'm hopeful that this will help us retain and get more employees at the JDF. So thank you for everyone that was involved in this. And we look forward to just more wonderful things coming out from JDF, and of course, our young people who are over there getting the services that they need. Any additional questions or comments on this item? Okay, hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right. Thank you so much. Next item, please.
We are returning to page 13 of the agenda, testimonial resolutions and certificates of appreciation. There is one item listed.
Move for
Um,
approval.
Okay, it's been moved and supported by Commissioner Baker McCormick. Any discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain?
Motion
Okay.
carries.
Thank you. Next
On
item.
the- Excuse me,
Yes,
did you handle both B and C, or did you just handle B?
B.
Okay, all right.
We're
go
going
ahead.
to C right now. Okay, all right. Next item, Madam Clerk.
We're on memoriams. There are two names listed.
Madam
Thank
Chair,
you,
move
sir.
approval.
Okay,
Support.
thank you. We don't have motions for memorials, but thank you for the offering.
Oh, thank you.
So as you see, we've lost two people. I'll speak to Carl Levin first. He's done and had done so much for the city of Detroit, from city council person to the state of Michigan as U.S. Senator. At the Port Authority, where I was a board member for a few years, that port building is there because of his efforts at the federal level. So he was just a giant public servant that will be sorely missed, but he lived a wonderful life, and we're just grateful, and we celebrate his life and celebrate all that he's done for our community over the entirety of his life. He will be sorely missed, and we send our prayers to his family, and I'm sure many commissioners also have words they'd like to express. So I'll start with Commissioner Clark Coleman.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and certainly I agree with you on our dear, awesome U.S. State Senate, U.S. Senator Carl Levin. Also, special memories of Wilburn Kelly III. I served with him when he was with the Road Commission. So I have fond memories of him. He was a West Point graduate and an architect and all those good things. So my thoughts and go out to his family on the loss of Wilburn Kelly. I worked with him for several years. In addition to that, I'd like to add the name of Jesse Johnson. When I served on the school board in the 90s, Jesse Johnson was the director of community and parent relations, and was just an outstanding gentleman in Area B. So I got a call from his son notifying me that Jesse had passed. And so I would like to add the name of Jesse Johnson. And my thoughts go out to his wife, Melva. After he retired, they did relationship seminars all over the country, and especially at Detroit Unity Temple. So include the name of Jesse Johnson.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll do that. Thank you so much. Commissioner Haydos.
Thank you, Madam the Chair. I also have many thanks to Carl Levin and his excellent way serving our region. And he did so many things for the whole state, but also he did something special for my family. He sponsored 2 members of my family to West Point Academy, and it was a great honor for both of them to serve. They would carry that honor with them the rest of their life. In fact, the whole family very proud of that. And he did so many things for me when I was a mayor in the city of Wayne. and to remember another excellent person, John Dingle, too. And we kept that relationship through the years, and with his brother Sandra Levin and Andy, his nephew. So my sympathy and deeply from the bottom of my heart to the family, and I wish them well, but his memory and our heart would live forever. I like to add another dear person to the memoriam, Thalia Marjean Miguel. Her and her husband live in the city of Wayne for a long time. Her husband served in the fire department and retired as a lieutenant from Wayne Fire Department. She passed away 2 days ago. My sympathy go to the Miguel family, and I wish them well. And I want to thank the commission always. In such time, we say a few words that make it easy for us to accept the sorrow we're going through. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you so much. Commissioner Kinlock.
I would also like to send my condolences to the Levin family. Carl Levin was a giant. Even as he was a giant, he always had a common man spirit. And when you talked to him, he made you feel so important and so special. I met him in my youth and had many conversations throughout the years when I would see him in our community. One thing we always felt as individuals who have been active in the community when it came to knowing who was representing us in Washington, a lot of Detroiters felt that we had 3 super votes in Congress. We had our 2 congresspersons, and we also had a Detroiter, our Senator Carl Levin, who went to the US Senate as from the position of council president for the city of Detroit. And he's always been committed to Detroit and always been committed to the state. And so my thoughts and my prayers absolutely go out to the Levin family. I would like to also add the name of J.D. Killebrew to our memoriams. J.D. Killebrew was the husband of Gloria Killebrew. He passed yesterday morning. Such a wonderful person. I've known him for over 30 some odd years. A great man who supported his family, supported the community, supported all of the active work that Gloria Killebrew continues to do here in our community. She, as you know, was a retired employee of the city of Detroit and began a second career with the county of Wayne in the Ficano administration. So please remember the Killebrew family in our prayers.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you so much for that. Commissioner Scott.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would just like to say my prayers go out to Barbara Levin and the whole Levin family. It was just a wonderful people that did so much to our communities. And to Mrs. Wilborn Kelly also. I've known Wilborn and Mrs. Kelly for a number of years, and my prayers certainly go out to them. And also just hearing of Gloria Killebrew's husband. The last time I talked to her, and he was having an operation back then. So my prayers do go out to her also. So I thank God for their lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And we do have a memoriam for the Levin family and the Kelly family with all 15 commissioners' names signed to it. So they have that from all of us. Let us at this time, if I hear no other names for memoriams, if we could please take a moment of silence to remember those that we've lost. Okay, thank you all again. And again, we'll keep in our prayers the families of those that we've lost. Thank you all so much. Next item, please.
Reconsiderations,
There are none. Next item.
remarks by members,
Are there any remarks by members for today's meeting? Any remarks by members? Any remarks by members?
Yes, Chair Bell.
Yes, Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Thank you. Just wanted to remind commissioners that the Wayne County Commission Youth Council applications will open starting next week. I will send you out the applications, and the closing date is September 16th. So we have a full month to get our young people on board. The application needs to be completed by the student, and they can submit it to the office. Actually, you submit the students' applications or your nominee to the office. So we don't need all of the applications. We only need the 2 appointees' applications that you want to move forward into the program. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any additional remarks by members? Any additional?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Madam
Who is
Chair.
that? Yes, who is that?
Varga.
Hey,
Varga.
hi, Commissioner Varga. Yes, go ahead, please.
Today at 12:15, we're going to hear from Circuit Court, and I'm sorry, at 12:30, we're going to hear from Probate Court, Technology, and Sheriff at 1:30. So please tune in. Many of the members have been coming, and I welcome all of you to join in. We have had so many wonderful meetings so far. We've always overrun on our time, which is a good thing because it means that we're discussing things very deeply. And then Tuesday, we are going to have the Circuit Court and Homeland Security. So I'm hoping that we'll have a trifecta this year. And so if you all tune in, you will see that this will be a very comprehensive, very fruitful budget for the entire county. And so, Madam Chair, thank you for your leadership so far. And I think we're going to have a very good budget this year. I'm very optimistic.
Very good. Thank you so much, Chair Alona Varga. Keep up the great work with the Ways and Means Committee, and I look forward to your work at the end of this process. Thank you so much. Any additional remarks by members? Okay, hearing none. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for indulging on yesterday's Committee of the Whole. We had a great vetting of both of those items that were on the agenda yesterday. Thank you for today's meeting and all the work that you're doing in Ways and Means for those members of Ways and Means. And at this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right. Very good. Thank you all so much. We are adjourned. Thank you. All right. Have a great weekend.